Hello and welcome to anyone and everyone who's decided to watch this video. Today we are looking at the Transformers sub-collection known as Origin, bringing us the G1 characters with the vehicle modes they were shown having for those first couple of minutes of the first episode of the first ever Transformers cartoon. Figures we honestly never would have reasonably thought we would get, and not only are they here, they're actually pretty good, and it's pretty shocking to see how well all three of these figures were done. And if you're looking at this picture right now and saying, "Free? What are you talking about? I can only see two vehicles and some weird blue translucent thing over there." And that is, of course, because, much like in the old show itself, Wheeljack's crazy van mode thing here has a Bumblebee hiding inside of it, and that is really cool to see. In fact, I'm pretty sure he only has this random patch of translucent plastic here, so you can see Bumblebee inside of him. Although you can also see it here in the windshield, and I actually really love this, seeing Bumblebee's windshield inside Wheeljack's windshield. That's really cool. And I love this detail, this tape deck-like thing going on Wheeljack's hood. And you can also see B in here, but let's quickly just pull the Bugmeister out. That is the one big flaw of this, is you do have to pull Wheeljack's roof up instead of just folding the door down. That is upsetting. Also, the instructions say you can take this apart and turn it into a road, but I don't like doing that. It feels like I'm going to break the plastic if I keep tapping it apart. Especially, why would I want it to be a road when I can do this and give Wheeljack the blast shield he had in the show? But anyway, look, Bumblebee. We pulled a Bumblebee out of Wheeljack, so we might as well look at him. Oop, popping parts off. Get that back in here. Get this in here. And have a Bumblebee as a little flying saucer thingy hover car. Very cute, very lovable, very pancakey, very that Bumblebee design from that episode. This is definitely what he looked like, ignoring the robot bits. He's got the Autobot hood, he's got the grill, very simple, very fun, very shocking that this exists, because all of these are shocking. Let's also look at a Jazz, because he is looking really cool here, very sci-fi. George Jetson wishes he had a car like this. This is the kind of car he's probably selling at his job, if you know your Jetsons. But not the car he's owning, because this is too cool for him. It's got the big old grill, got the Autobot symbol. You can see his gun up there. It's got the big spoiler, got the robo feet in the back. I really like this. You can just see this hovering along, being all like, whoo. And again, we got big old Jackie with his blast shield on. I love this big gray bumper. This is admittedly bigger than it was on the show because those were his robot arms, just in case you didn't know that. He's got his little propeller things sticking out the front. He's got his spoiler. He's got his gun up here, but the spoiler, as you can see, has these clips on it. And what are these clips for? Well, you see, much like how Bumblebee can fit inside him, he can also use these clips to store these rods that came with Bumblebee, the fuel rods from the episode. And you can store them in like that. Now, the thing is, he has the blast shield on, like I have him having it on here. That, we'll pick that up later. That presents a little bit of a problem, because these things don't fit in that well to begin with, as you can see, because they're getting knocked out. But here's the thing. The blast shield kind of pushes them out further, because it's kind of hard to see here the camera, but there's like a little millimeter. I don't think it's going to focus. The point is, the blast shield will not will collide with the bars that are on this rack and this rack. Obviously, they're fine here. So, either you can only have them storing some of the bars, because the bars also, again, they collide with each other, because these are the worst designed accessories in Transformers history, by the way. The figures themselves can't even hold them. That's why you're never going to see them again after this little segment. It's basically impossible to have both the blast shield and the bars on Wheeljack. So, that's unfortunate. Like, just, I can't believe these accessories were not made to be held properly by the figures, either. That's ridiculous. I hate these things. I hate them. But even still, we got all these cool, crazy vehicle modes, and it's so shocking to see that we got these vehicle modes. Because why would they make these? Why? How did they make these? Because these guys were never meant to become these vehicles, yet here they are in the flesh and we got them, and it's oh so cool. And you think the vehicle modes are cool, let's just see how their robot modes look. Because after all, when they transformed from these in the show, they just went to those designs they already had with all the Earth mode vehicle parts. There's no way these toys could do that, right? Right? Well, let's find out. Alright, here we go. Here they are in their robot modes. And what is this? Volkswagen parts? Porsche parts? Lancia parts? I thought these turned into Cybertronian vehicles. And they do. And they actually freaking did it. They somehow got these guys to look like their cartoon models while turning into those wacky, crazy sci-fi vehicles. It's amazing. This is the magic of Transformers right here. It's just cool. It's great. And since Bumblebee was the first of these figures to be released, let's look at Bumblebee. And he is looking nice. He is a slim, skinny little Bumblebee, just like he was in the show. He's got his little cartoon Bumblebee pistol. He's got his roof on the chest. He's got his beetle feet. He does have part of that vehicle mode wing on his legs because it has to go somewhere. And he's got a bunch of vehicle on his back. When doesn't Bumblebee have a bunch of vehicle on his back? When he's movie Bumblebee. That's when. But this is not movie Bumblebee. It's G1 Bumblebee. So we expected this. And he looks great. That head sculpt is looking great. This is an awesome version of Bumblebee. Oh. And he also came with that jetpack that Sideswipe had in the third episode. Except Sideswipe shouldn't have had that jetpack. It should be Sunstreaker, and it has something to do with their character bios getting swapped around at the last second. It's weird. I don't even know why this Bumblebee came with that accessory. It was bizarre. But even still, this is Bumblebee. It's a good-looking Bumblebee. It's a really good-looking Bumblebee. And it's an amazing Bumblebee that was the beginning of this great, really cool idea. And now we gotta look at Jazz. And oh my gosh. Look at this Jazz. As the wind chimes start singing. Because this is Sunbow Jazz. And it is incredible. It is just incredible. Like, look at that. How squished up that Porsche chest is. I don't think we can ever get this again. Like, I don't think we could ever get a Jazz that actually turns into the Earth car that looks this much like how Jazz did in the show. It's incredible. It's incredible. The only problem is that this is, of course, translucent plastic that's been painted over, and you can kind of see that. You can kind of see the translucentness coming through the paint, which is unfortunate, but that's it. Also, this part of his transformation, getting this panel around his knee, that can sometimes be a problem. that sometimes has like a bit of a collision issue, but that's it. And you see he's got his gun. It's Jazz's gun from the cartoon. And also, this was not on Cybertron in the first episode either. It's his grappling hook. But at least this was something Jazz used, so it makes sense for him to have it. And you can separate it from the base. I don't know why you would want to do that. There's no actual hook. And of course you can pull that out and give him 2 hands if you wish. Got a 4-wheeler zooming by. And honestly, I think Jazz is probably the objectively best of this set. Got more 4-wheelers zooming by. Like, this is objectively the best of these free figures, but for me, my favorite of the free is Wheeljack. I love him. He's so big and blocky and chunky. Like, he's going for that animation model like these guys, but he is having to sacrifice a lot because he's got all his chunk. Like, look at these big old legs. These big old legs that just got everything on it. And yeah, he's got this backpack, which has these alternate ports for putting his little spinny things in. I'm not going to use those. We'll see why in a second. I love these arms, actually. Like, they're compromising because these were the front of the car, but I don't know. I like this. How they just fold up like that. I don't know. This is kind of cool. I like this. I don't know. It's just kind of fun. I would have liked non-translucent plastic, but I get it because they wanted us to see Bumblebee inside him, and I do like that shade of green. It's a really cool shade. He's got his shoulder cannon looking more like his cannon should instead of the way the Earthrise one looked. He has his wings back there. Definitely looks like Wheeljack. He's got a nice Wheeljack head sculpt, too. If you like your G1 Wheeljacks. I don't know. I just like this chunky boy. And I love the novelty of the fact that he is a box. That he is a Transformer that becomes a box. That's why Wheeljack is my favorite of these free. Because even though Jazz is objectively the best, I just think there's such a novelty to this Wheeljack being a Transformer that becomes a box. And he can hold Bumblebee inside him. And let's hope Bumblebee gets reissued soon for people who don't have him to interact with this Wheeljack. Because there was a pretty decent amount of time between these 2 releases. And also, just to show it off, we gotta bring back in this translucent thingy. And we can plug it back here and give Wheeljack his super wings so he can take off and fly towards the skies, Wheeljack. Fly to Primus himself. Okay, come back, Wheeljack. We need you. And let's just bring him in to show him off, show exactly how these Energon rods are the worst accessories ever. Look at this. Look at this. They can't hold them. It's not focusing. Okay, there we go. You can't put them in their hands. You gotta have them hold them like this. Hang on. And like, who wants their toys to hold accessories like that? Ugh. That sucks. These suck. I don't know why Bumblebee came with that jetpack. That is not here. That's why I showed a picture of it earlier. I left that at home. Forgot to grab it off of my Sideswipe. So, Bumblebee, good figure. I wish he had accessories that were useful. Jazz, objective best. Wheeljack, personal best. To me, Wheeljack is the most fun one, just because he has the most novelty to him. But overall, these are all great figures. They're great to have together as well. And they might also be Transformers you kind of want to have in vehicle mode. Because as impressive as all these robot modes are, they turn into those vehicles from the cartoon that we never thought we'd see. So you kind of want them in vehicle mode, because you want to look at those vehicle modes. Honestly, they're all pretty great. If you love your G1 and you especially love Sunbow, then these are Transformers to get. And you're going to have a fun time, because these are some fun guys. All of them really fun, especially Wheeljack. He's just so big and chunky, and he's a box. Come on, he's great. Okay. I'm rambling on a bit, so we're going to end things here. Thanks for watching, and see you guys around.